The lights are off and away they go.
Extremely loose. He's managed to hold on and they get.
He missed the completely. He's crazy stuff.
Side Freitas is on the grass on the infield before. He slides through. He tags Richard Eck.
With only 4 rounds left in this season to go, you better have your end game dialed in. On this special night, we take another ride for Saturday night short track racing in America on iRacing Live and the Global Sim Racing Channel. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Bob Moore Memorial 100 at Five Flag Speedway with the Lawrence Towing Outlaw Modifieds in the booth with me tonight. Making his grand entrance now is Chris Scala in the GSRC virtual production truck, twisted and tweaking the dials. It's Joe, let me get through Swallowtail Peak. Our man Dougie Beard handling the cameras tonight in amazing Technicolor, streamed into your home through the worldwide wonder of the internet. Tonight, it is the Bob Moore Tribute 100 on tap for you here in Pensacola, Florida. Bob, the father of Outlaw Modified driver Donnie Moore, was a special man to many, but especially to the 3 children he raised. Tonight we celebrate his life. It would have been his 89th birthday this month, and I sure hope you turned in last week to check in this wheel-to-wheel SK Modified action we had from Langley Speedway. We saw an intense battle get restarted with just 7 laps to go. Unfortunately, the yellow would fly one last time, and Matt Hoos would go on to win the Outlaw 100 in the Global Sim Racing Channel SK Modified. He was running that livery for the evening, and he was the man of the hour and a dominant force throughout the race with a wire-to-wire victory. But Chris, tonight as we head to fly Five Flags, this great track, somewhat new still here to the series, tell us a little bit about it.
It's an awesome track in Pensacola, Florida, a half-mile oval, and it's home of the Snowball Derby. So if you know about that race that they run early in the year, you know about Five Flag Speedway. It's a super fast track. You're going to hear a lot of us talking tonight about abrasive surfaces. That's what this track does. It just eats up tires like it's dinner time at the table, basically. And we have a very fun high-banked oval here of a half-mile track again in Florida. And, well, let's take a look at the Five Flag Speedway with our lap guide.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Global Sim Racing Channel. I'm Brian Yazek. This is the legendary Five Flag Speedway, and this is the GSRC SK Modified. So without further ado, here we go. This is how you get around this little joint. It's a very unique track because you're always turning to the left. As you can see down here in 1 and 2, you're going to find that white line, come all the way, float back up, still have the wheel turned a little bit back down to the bottom in turns 3 and 4. Watch the wheel spin off of the corner. The Modified will want to bite off of that corner, and the rear is going to want to step around them and meet the front of the car. But as I said, it always kind of feels like you're turning left here. As you can see, the wheel never really straightens out. Back down into 3 and 4 again. Watching that wheel spin off of 4. But as you see right here, the start-finish line is almost right in front of the entrance to the corner. So you really are hitting the brakes early and often, and I use the term front straightaway in a very loose fashion here. 3 and 4 again. You don't want to jump down and hit that curving because you see there's a pit wall waiting for you right there. Really will mess up your entire race. 1 and 2 don't want to hit that wall either. The track kind of opens up a little bit.
Yes.
You might see guys move about a half a lane up, try to get a better run off of the corner. Just have to see how the tires hold off and if the drivers can hold their tempers as well. Five Flags is a fun little short track, half-mile long, and it is a legend in its own right for a reason. So without further ado, this is your track guide around Five Flags Speedway. I'm Brian Yazik. Enjoy the show.
And that's a lap around the half-mile Five Flags Speedway. And, well, Sean has made the cardinal sin tonight. He left me up here in the booth alone because, well, he went down to pit road to meet with a special driver that he's going to talk to about tonight's race. So let's check in with Sean with our guest, Donnie Moore.
Donnie, good evening, my friend. The number 26 SK Modified, Irwin Tools, ASPCA, and running the tribute sticker this evening for his dad, Bob Moore. Donnie, welcome in. Thank you so much for sponsoring the race tonight in honor of your father. We talked a little bit about him already, but you know, I know he was one of 10 children and came up with, let's just say, pretty meager means, and went off to war at a very young age, but certainly a very special person in your life, wasn't he?
He was, Sean. He really was. Yeah, those things you mentioned. Geez, joining the Navy, you know, and he had a real brief career in racing, which was pretty cool to me, with you know, racing fuel in my veins. So you know, as a young kid, I used to like going through the library and looking through all the you know, newspaper clippings. So, but he was much more than that racer.
Yeah, and we got a picture of him there up on screen with his modified, and I think we kind of identified that as maybe about a 37 Pontiac or something like that. But he made quite a name for himself. In fact, tell us a little bit about the rear engine machine.
Yeah, he did. He made a little name for himself. He, you know, when he got back from the war, he dabbled in that, and for 9 or 10 years. But a guy named Charlie Elliott built that car. That was radical in 1953. And if you go to my Facebook page, you can see the car, and that's crazy. Or maybe you said you just posted it, but yeah, anybody to get in that car is crazy. And like it said there, the car was unbeatable, and you know, they had to ban it. Nobody could beat it, but it would have been fast for anybody. He just happened to be crazy enough to get in it.
Yeah, well, I think you and I talked about it the night before last. And that does look very safe. But I believe he ripped off about 20 wins in that car, I think, if I remember reading that correctly.
Yeah, that was crazy. But can you imagine a guy coming up with an idea like that? I mean, Charlie Elliott, not my dad, but yeah, that was before its time. But yeah, my dad, you know, I thought about, I wanted to donate some money to the league, and I thought, hey, maybe I'll donate enough to sponsor a race, and then I thought I'd do this, you know, kind of anonymously and call it the Bo Bremmel, and I would know. But then Lowell asked me, you know, why that, and maybe I should just tell the story. So, you know, and here I am now to tell you about my father. I have to expose myself a little bit, but so I will do that to tell you about my dad. You know, after his racing, though, you know, when he was still in his 30s, you know, he became a single parent. You know, we lost our mother, and he raised the three of us. We were just kids, but you know, he stayed strong and raised the three of us, and we all became successful and young adults, and you know, so hats off to him for that. And you know, I only wish he was still alive to see this, man. Yeah, I'll tell you what, he would be every Saturday night with a bowl of popcorn tuning into this broadcast. He would love it.
Yeah, and certainly I love reminiscing with you. You know, you mentioned Bo Bremmel. I know that was his nickname. And for those out there not familiar with the term Bo Bremmel, that was a person of style. And apparently Bob had plenty of it. Loved to wear his clothes to go out on the town after the races under his overalls there, Donnie. That's got to be quite a memory.
Yeah, that's pretty neat, huh? That's typical of my father, yeah, dressing sharp under the overalls. But yeah, hey, we might not have time to tell you everything. I don't want to miss the race, but maybe I can maybe I can be in the top 3 and tell you a little more.
All right, Donnie, we're going to let you get back to the track. Thanks so much again for sponsoring tonight's race. Know a lot of the guys running the memorial sticker out there. We wish you the best. Hope we get a chance to talk to you again, buddy.
Thanks a lot, Sean.
All right, and that interview was brought to you by Lawrence Towing. They service Indianapolis and the surrounding areas. Contact them. If you find yourself in need of a tow, Lawrence Towing is the way to go. Let's talk about the points real quick here. Get those up on screen for you. See where everybody's at. We've got J.R. Shepard up there with 65 points. John Holcomb. Now, J.R. Shepard up there, 2 spots up. John Holcomb sitting there 3 points behind. Now, Tim Knott fell back. He's tied there with Holcomb in second. Neff falls all the way to third, now 4 points behind. And Jeff Sharp picks up a spot, 7 points back. Only 4 races left here, so time to get busy if you want to make a charge at Shepard. Holcomb and Knott not too far behind, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looked like the first few races of the season, it was going to be the Brian Neff show. The way he was going out, got a couple wins there quickly. Obviously, J.R. Shepard rounded off to 2 in a row just a couple weeks back. And then last week, Brian Neff had the one move that pretty much hurt him, and that was the incident he had towards the end of that race at Langley, but that's knocked him down to 4. But we have a tight point race. We're looking at the top 6 within 8 points of each other right now. It's a 6-man race for the show, and whoever can be the most consistent, maybe get a couple wins here in the last 4 weeks, definitely could be taking home the trophy.
Well, Chris, it looks like we're going to have a good field tonight. I see about 15 cars, maybe 16. Before we get started, tell us a little bit about the details of the night.
Well, basically what we have is an SK Modified car, and we have fixed setups as always here in the Bootleg Modified Series. Top 10 inverted from the previous race, so we'll go over the field here in about 3 minutes or so when they take the when they grid up. But 100-lap race, 50 miles, half-mile track. Do the math, carry the 1. You get 100 laps to make the 50 miles. You do get 1 fast repair each and every race. 100% fuel. You cannot take tires at all. The tires you show up with, that's the tires you leave the track with, basically, when it is all over with. Single file restarts, which is typical short track style lap cars, are always in the back. There is the lucky dog in effect, and we do have dynamic weather. One penalty we should mention, Mike Mahoney, unfortunately, suspended for tonight's race due to some over-aggressive driving. I know he was a part of a couple incidents last week at Langley, so unfortunately we will not see Mike this evening, and hopefully we'll see him back next week.
Now, they've already turned a couple of 100 laps here this evening in the late model series, the Outlaw 100. J.R. Shepard was the big winner there. Tim Knott second. Donnie Moore finished third there, and then they ran the super late models for another 100 laps right after that, and Phil Temple's got the big win. J.R. Shepard again on the podium in second, and Mike Mahoney rounds out the podium in that race. But let's look at what the regrid is going to look like tonight based on what happened last week, provided everybody's here. Okay, so we don't have that graphic now, but here's what we do know. Matt Hoos won that race. That's going to slot him to start, of course, back in 10th. Ernie Brown, who is here, will be your pole sitter as a result of his 10th place finish last week. So Ernie looking at a pretty good spot now. Here's the other thing to watch. Brian Neff. Mm-hmm. Okay, Neff finished 9th last week. So where does that put Neff? That puts him on the outside to start this race. Now, the inside is where you want to be, Chris. But I'll tell you what, I've seen a lot of good work in the middle groove and even up just a little bit above that. This is a very, very tough and fast track, but it shares a lot of characteristics of Bristol with not quite as much banking.
Oh, absolutely, and it eats up tires like you're at Darlington here, so that could be one thing that plays a role also in this track. So look for tonight somebody to maybe get too aggressive on their tire wear. You could see somebody like a J.R. Shepard who will start 9th tonight, or even Donnie Moore starts 8th, work their way up into the picture here and get themselves a W. But yeah, Brian Neff definitely looking pretty right now, sitting there in second. Ernie Brown going to start there on the pole. You got Tim Knott will start third. Chip Dickert going to start fourth if he's here tonight. So we got a very interesting field of 15 cars as of right now, and Tim Knott right now looking like he's P1 in practice. So we're gonna have some fun tonight here.
Yeah, we're getting ready to grid here in just a moment. Let me share some big news. Lawrence Towing is going to return. Season 4 is the sponsor to the Outlaw Modifieds. They've also contracted with GSRC once again to bring you the action simulcast on iRacing Live here with the Global Sim Racing Channel. There's even more tentatively planned to begin with the 2017 season. Season 1, our new Tuesday night series for the Bootleg Racing League is going to be known as the Lawrence Towing Late Model Dirt Series. So, hashtag dirt confirmed, and that is correct. Provided everything goes as according to plan, look for that coming in 2017. But, Chris, it is time to grid this race up. Let's go over that now. Everybody coming to the grid here. Ernie Brown going to be your big pole sitter tonight. Brian Neff going to sit out on the outside of row 1.
Yeah, Tim not going to start there in the third position. He's had it up and down season, but still running good in the points. And alongside him, Chip Dickert, I believe this is going to be his best start. So looking forward to see what this 04 can do tonight.
All right, then you're going to have John Holcomb starting on the inside of row 3 in the Lawrence Towing Modified. And Philip Temple's going to start out on the outside there in 6th.
Donnie Moore looking for his first win on the season tonight. Obviously, it would be a big win for him with the name of the race. And J.R. Shepard, probably the hottest driver right now in the series.
All right, and Joe Marks going to be on the inside of row 5. Lowell Jewell going to start 10th on the outside.
And those who didn't quite make the inversion as we take a look at spots 11 through 15, Ben Wolfson alongside with Matt Leventour.
All right, Jeff Sharp in 13th, Mike Allen 14th, and Tim Shinosky going to be at the back of this 15-car field as we go around and get ready to start this race in the Bob Moore Memorial 100 here with the Outlaw Modifieds, the Lawrence Towing SK Modifieds at Five Flags Speedway. And the lights are going to go off on the pace car. We're going to get around here one more time as these beautiful SK Modifieds lined up side by side. Got a great race on tap for you tonight. It's going to be a fast one, folks. Make no mistake, they get around here very, very quick. 15 angry SKs on the march. It's going to be Ernie Brown going to be leading them off in that new Frankenstein racing machine tonight he's sporting. Neff in the Winn-Dixie 60 on the outside. Here we go. The Bob Moore 100 Memorial is off, and Ernie Brown with a great start to the inside, down into 1. Neff still in the middle of the track, hasn't dropped down yet. Looking for speed there. Tim Knott gets a nice run. John Holcomb holds down 4th. Here comes Donnie Moore trying to take the position away. Chip Dickert stuck up there on the outside still. Not able to get in line. There comes Phil Temples.
Ooh, almost some contact there.
Yeah. Almost contact with Phil. Donnie Moore getting a little aggressive there on the inside of John Holcomb.
Battle for 4th. Donnie Moore, the man on the move. Inside of Holcomb.
Neff up front looking to the inside of Ernie Brown.
Neff's like, give it to me. He wants it.
He's looking for the front early. We're going on board with Brian Neff now. Looking to the outside, heading down the front straight. Down into 1.
Neff wouldn't have put that chrome horn to use here. He said last week I had a bad week. It's time to make up for it now, and he definitely wants it. Tim Knott about a half second back there in 3rd. There's a mess up by Ernie.
Ooh. You see the butcher up there on the hood of the car. The butcher is on the charge. Here he comes. Early days in this race, but Neff is charging hard. Tim Knott holding down 30, but he got Donnie Moore quick on the hunt behind him.
Donnie Moore started 7th. He's about to go for 3rd. We're not even 6 laps deep here. Donnie is determined this evening to get that win.
Still a really good battle. I mean, we've only got about 0.2 of a second separating the field. Everybody nose to tail. Neff looking for a good run right now as he swings the car up, tries to drive it down off the top of the turn, down the hill. I think that's where the speed might be here, Chris.
Yeah, I tell you what, Phil Temple is going to make a move underneath Holcomb here. This is a battle for the 6th position. Holcomb almost getting the wall. And tell you what, John has struggled. Last week, his car was on the edge of control, it seemed like, at Langley. Here he's now falling back as not only that, looks like he's going to lose position to J.R. Shepard here, too.
And Chip Dickert getting a run there.
Yeah, Chip doing a good job right now. He started up there in the 4th position, fell back a little bit, getting into a rhythm. Remember, he's a rookie here in this Outlaw Modified Series.
Yeah, Chip got hung up high and lost a few spots, but now gets back on the aggressive and gets himself down in there inside and takes another position away from John Holcomb. Now Holcomb's got to worry about some company there from the 4 of Joe Marks.
Yeah, Marks has had a tough season himself. I know he's had his struggles, but looking to get a good run tonight, running there in the 9th position at 4 car.
Well, not much has changed up front. Actually, Ernie Brown having a really good drive right now. Brian Neff close in his tracks, not letting him get away. Donnie Moore back here making a move on Tim Knott. Looking to the inside, coming out of 4. Drag race down the front stretch. Donnie Moore going to get the position. They're still side by side in the turn. Tim Knott going to get held up top. There's Philip Temples right behind him. Here comes J.R. Shepard into the picture. They are still side by side.
Neff taking a peek, not quite yet, but yeah, you see it. Donnie Moore going to take third. Great move.
Woo! Here comes Philip Temples right along with him. Tim stuck up there, nowhere to go. They come really close to touching going into 3. Now it's J.R. Shepard there side by side with Tim Knott.
Great racing.
Yeah, and now Donnie Moore, now that he has gotten past that, he is now starting to pick up ground on Brian Neff. But Neff coming out of turn 4 across the stripe, still working on Ernie Brown. Really, really good pace to this race to get us started.
Oh, Neff got a run there. Oh, nice block by Ernie Brown. He had to do it.
Oh, and Neff gets high up off the turn, out of turn 4. Allows Donnie Moore to close on him.
And you see right on board with Donnie. He is the man on the move. Started 7:30 up to third, lap 16. He won second. He wants that victory tonight.
Got to be careful with these tires. It's got to last 100 laps, Chris. We got
tires are everything.
Oh, man, Philip Temples is really digging hard back there. Right up on the bumper of Donnie Moore.
Hey, you mentioned those tires. You got to take care of them things. 100 laps. The only set of tires you're going to get tonight is Neff. Oh, almost slides a little high there. Got too good of a run on Ernie Brown going into 1 there. Had to make an inverted move there before he made contact.
Yeah, and he got right down in front of Donnie Moore. Kind of cut off Donnie's run just a bit. This is going to be a battle.
You know, and Neff's trying that high-low move, it seems like. He gets high there into 1. There's the old crossover move, the high and low off the corner to try to get that run off. I mentioned Richie Evans, the Hall of Famer there, the man that always made that move famous.
He certainly did. I don't believe he ever ran 5 flags, but I'm sure to just eating this track up in much the same way.
Agreed.
But Neff right up on the bumper of Brown again as they come out of turn 4.
This is when you can tell, and Ernie Brown, you don't want to say this, but this is when you know you're holding somebody up, when you have the top 9 lined up behind you.
Yeah, and we've got a really, really tight field tonight. They are not spreading out much at all. It is nose to tail all the way to the back.
To 12th. First through 12th are in a line right here. It looks like it's Daytona.
Oh, Neff almost lays the chrome horn to Ernie Brown. He might have. But he gets out of the pedal, doesn't spin him around. Ernie does a good job of holding on to the car. But Neff is got the speed. He's got the pace. Maybe to the inside here. Not quite.
Yeah, that's one thing I did notice. I should mention, you mentioned the horn. As Temple's going to go for third here. Donnie Moore made a mistake, slid off the track. He's going to have to fight him here. And if you look on board Neff's car, you'll see it here next time. Look very closely on the dashboard. He actually has a horn button. Not sure if he pushes it ever or can reach it, but there is a horn button in his car.
Yeah, we had that on camera here just a moment ago.
Just God forbid it's broke.
Well, Neff is still hot on his tail. Oh,
Ooh,
right
Temple's
down in
hot.
front of Philip Temples. Woo! That was close, Chris.
That was close. Temple's got in there hot. I don't know if it was more of a trying to not get hit in the rear, so he drove it in deep or what that was, but yeah, that could have been really bad. We got a battle back here for the 9th position. Joe Marks under attack. Levenger going to go by.
Neff looking to the inside again here up front. On the inside, Ernie Brown going into 1.
He might have him here.
Oh, he's got a wheel in on him. He's got a wheel just in on him a little bit to going down the back stretch into 3. Neff still there. Ernie staying up the track. Neff trying to take it away to side by side.
Little
bit of contact there with Ernie Brown. He's able to hold on to it. Neff gets into
Temple's going to go for the lead.
Yeah, there's
Trouble.
Temples.
Looks like Tim Knott. The 37 also, that's not Tim Knott. It is Tim Knott. Dickert and Wolfson.
Boy, I totally missed that. I was locked in on the battle up front. I think Neff's going to get to keep the lead. Let's look here and see what happened on the replay. There's Tim. We're focused on the 41 there, the black car.
He's running right there about 6th position. Everybody scrambles.
Ooh, okay, contact with...
Oh.
Yeah, they Dickert and not hook up. And that is, boy, that is a lot of damage for both of those cars. And you see Ben Wolfson gets caught up in that. Now they're going to get their free repair. Can't bring the car up on the jack, though. We don't want any new tires.
You know what? Lowell Jewell, you can add to that incident. He got a piece of it.
And he must have just missed it on that replay there.
Well, the one beneficial of this caution is going to be all the fans at the track tonight because, unfortunately, Tim Knott in the state of Florida, we know, obviously can be big mosquito country. He's taking care of the mosquitoes with his engine.
Yeah, we've got the barbecue is out, the ribs are on, and hopefully here in about 30 minutes they'll be ready.
Please note that I was not the first one to reference food tonight. I should mention first caution, so no wave arounds. Everybody was on the lead lap there.
Yeah, well, you know, we were talking about that start and the fact that they were just nose to tail throughout the field. You know, the tough thing for Tim Knott is he had picked up so much ground to start that race and really had a great start. And now he finds himself shuffled all the way back. Going to have to do it again. Going to have to look for some opportunity. But one thing is certain, Brian Neff is your leader now, and he's got a very fast Philip Temples behind him. Donnie Moore, we know he's fast. He's sitting there in third. Ernie Brown finds himself now back in fourth. Now, J.R. Shepard going to round out the top 5, Chris.
Yeah, we're about to take the green flag here. Another car I'm going to mention, Matt LaVenture. I'll get his name right by the end of this race, but started 12th, running 7th right now as we come to the green.
And here we go, down the back stretch. They'll head into turn 3. The Ford Mustang pace car here in the Bob Moore Memorial 100. From 5 Flag Speedway, they come out of turn 4 very slowly. Neff going to slow him down, and now he's on the loud pedal. Down the front straight, across the line, into 1. Neff is your leader. Here comes Philip Temples. Bringing Donnie Moore with him to the party. Good restart to the race throughout the field there, Chris.
Yeah, everybody's single file, and let's see how Brian Neff can set the pace. Ernie Brown did a first battle for 4th. Almost some contact. Shepard had to avoid Ernie Brown, who almost got the wall off 4. I'm not sure if he did or not.
Shepard wanting to get up here to the front. He does finally pull that off, get around Ernie Brown. Oh, move to the inside. Phil Temples looks to the inside of Brian Neff. Almost makes contact.
Oh, big wreck in 2. Holcomb, Dickert, LaVenture. I put the Yazik on LaVenture, apparently. Let's see, who else? Tim Knott looks like another one.
Oh, and it looks like just a little bit of contact between Holcomb and LaVenture, it looks like. And then you have just a big mess of everybody. And again, we've just gotten restarted. Everybody's still really close to each other. Nowhere to go. Chip Dickert runs right into the side of Holcomb there. Too many cars wrapped up in that.
The tow truck going to be a little busy for this caution, unfortunately.
Okay, so we've got Phil Temples up front here. Now, again, the history with 5 Flags still rather short on the iRacing service. Been here with the Bootleg Racing League since it started. But Tim Knott won the inaugural race here in the summer of 2015. Philip Temples, who now finds himself in second place. Okay, Philip Temples won here in the fall of 2015. And then Matt Hoos won here in the winter of 2016, earlier this year. Philip Temples won the spring session. So Philip Temples, a 2-time winner here, certainly knows his way around the track. Look for him tonight to hold station where he's at. I think it's going to be a pretty good battle between him and Brian Neff here up front.
Well, if you're a superstitious person and you look at this, you know Philip Temples isn't winning tonight because he wins every other season, apparently.
Well,
But
certainly,
obviously, it'd be cool if he did. But I'm saying, you look at the odds
yeah,
here.
Trends would say yes that it might not be his night tonight, but I don't know. I'll tell you what, Philip certainly has a pretty good idea about this track. But you see him here; they're starting to get the heat back in the tires, and everybody getting ready to go back racing, taking another deep breath as they head back around here. Beautiful evening here in Pensacola, Florida, here on iRacing. And for those of you new to us, we welcome you on board. We welcome you to iRacing. Hope you're seeing this for the first time. But these SK Modifieds are here every Saturday night, Chris.
Yeah, I should mention, too, from what I'm looking at here, we probably have some people here who are watching the race on TV tonight that's being red flagged right now. So they're probably here watching us right now. And if so, welcome into some more short track racing.
Well, I talked about earlier how this track does share some similarities to Bristol, sans the banking, the fact that it does eat the tires, and it does have a bit of a sticky groove to it. Certainly with the
see what you did there.
Yeah, with the temperatures we've got tonight, we've already seen some wicked fast racing, and here we go. The flag is out. Neff is back on the hammer.
Tell you what, Philip Temples did not get a good restart.
No, he didn't. Caught him sleeping.
Who else got caught sleeping back here was the 41 of Tim Knott. He's already lost one spot. And look at Lowell Jewell. He's going to get Tim Shinosky for 5th. How about Shinosky, by the way, too?
Good move by Lowell Jewell. That does move him up to 5th. Battle up front is real. Neff, boy, I'll tell you what, Neff's still trying to diamond it off a little bit, and Phil keeps getting a really, really good run on him. I hope it doesn't result in contact. Let's watch this here real quick on screen.
Yeah, I tell you what, you see it there, and actually Temples ran a little higher in 3 and 4 there. Temples is getting a good run into the corner, and that's where you mentioned he gets a little high there off of 2, but watch him enter in the corner. That's where Temples is gaining here a little bit. Battle for 3rd, Shepard.
Ooh, oh, Temples loses it. Oh,
glove saving a beauty.
Boy, should we have had it on him there, but that was costly.
That was one of those. He had his hands and feet on the wheel saving it.
I feel bad that we were on board with him and that unfolded, but boy, with that developing, that moves J.R. Shepard up to 2nd. Donnie Moore now in 3rd. Now Neff has got to manage to hold J.R. Shepard off, who certainly we are in the second half of this season. This is when we've seen him shine. I certainly wouldn't put him out of contention at this point. Lowell Jewell now up to 4th. Tim Knott finds himself up to 5th. Tim Knott still working back there, Chris.
Oh, absolutely. You got a lot of great drivers back here working hard. It's safe to say right now, you mentioned the J.R. Shepard being that big second half driver. Right now, obviously this could be argued, the 2 best drivers this season so far in this series are 1 and 2 right now.
Yes, they are, and looking like quite a battle. JR not letting Neff get away from him quickly, and Donnie Moore starting to fall off pace just a tad. That means he might be in a battle here with Tim Knott really soon.
He might have eaten his tires up a little bit from that start, because remember, he went 7th to 3rd in about 10 laps. He might have hurt his tires a little bit and might have to back off a little bit.
Well, Lowell Jewell is now up to 4th, and he's actually starting to kind of pick up a little bit of pace on Donnie Moore there.
Yeah, Lowell's getting himself into a rhythm here. He has had a tough season. You mentioned he sat out the race a few weeks back, and other than that, he's been involved. He was involved with 2 different wrecks last week, and he's had all the bad luck you can have.
Boy, J.R. Shepard is right up on Brian Neff, and he's just following right now. He's just following that line. Doesn't look very aggressive yet. He's got it close, but he is just watching Neff looking for an opportunity.
There he
Looking to the
goes.
inside, going into 3.
You wonder if Shepard saved his tires. That car looks fast and loose. Luce is fast.
Yeah, and Neff able to power off the turn. Can he get it back down there? He does. Shuts the door on J.R. Shepherd. Coming off of turn 2, down the back straight.
And Shepherd looked good in that late model race earlier tonight. He's looking great again. So it's safe to say that Neff chopped the nose, the chef chopping the nose, maybe a little bit there.
I think the butcher
whatever.
definitely chopped him off. And now Shepherd back on the inside. Contact with Neff. They are still side by side coming across the line.
He got him. Crossover here.
Yes, he did. Neff going to look back to the inside. He can't win the drag race to the corner. He was sure going to try, but he couldn't do it. Wow, Shepherd comes through and just kind of the bull in the china shop theory there, just made his presence known and stuck it in there, and the caution flag is out.
Oh, the Mike Allen of 59's gone around here on the front straightaway.
Might have had just a little help from the 37. I think they're coming off the turn. Saw just a tad bit of contact. What's a tad?
Actually, he might have. 37 might have helped this project out. Beating the 59 got loose, it looks like you're going to see here. And the 37 said, I'll help you.
Well, that's a tough break for Mike Allen. Looks like we're going to get our first wave by of the night, and that's going to be John Holcomb in the Lawrence Towing SK Modified.
Yeah, it's good to see them re-sign that deal to get back on for next season. That means obviously great sponsor with this series and also job security for the three of us.
Well, and I've certainly talked with the guys a bit, and they want to be the first league in iRacing to be on GSRC with dirt. So we're looking forward to that, and hope that all works out and stays on schedule like we've all heard about. And if it does, we certainly hope we're going to be the first ones to bring it to you here live.
Well, I want to throw this. I'm going to throw this out, Sean, and I know Tuesday nights, and I'm not sure, and I know Soup mentioned this, I believe, last week in Langley. Yeah, it'd be awesome to be a part of that first dirt broadcast here on GSRC, but worst case scenario, maybe I'll have to go talk with Lowell and find myself in a car for that race. I gotta go talk to somebody. Maybe I'll go run it with them. And I'm not a dirt guy.
Well, I think there are a lot of us who aren't, but certainly can't wait to get our hands on one and see what it's all about. And I think if you're a racer, you can adapt. And if you can't adapt, well, then maybe you're not much of a racer. So I think
you turn right to turn left. What's so hard, right?
Yes, exactly. So really interested to see what they're going to have to offer. But we head back around the track here. The lights are still on, and Holcomb is getting that wave around now. As we track around, we'll have one more lap to go here, Chris. But again, a beautiful night at Five Flags. Laps just ticking away. We've only got 39 to go. It doesn't seem like we've been here that long, does it? No,
not at all. But I think the racing's been it's been that much fun tonight so far. We've had passes for the lead. We've had passes everywhere. I mean, there's been action everywhere on this track.
And it'll be interesting to see here what this restart's going to look like with J.R. Shepherd leading him off of 4. Neff got something for him. I don't know what we're going to see now. Can't give up on Donnie Moore. We certainly know his motivation to find himself in victory lane this evening. Don't look for him to give up anytime soon. I can't wait to get this restarted tonight. The Bob Moore Memorial 100. And here we go. The pace car is in. J.R. Shepherd going to lead him off turn 4. The green flag is out. He kind of lays off just a bit. Neff gets a good start right there with J.R. Shepherd trying to get a run down the hill on him. Not yet.
Yeah, Shepherd's got that bottom line looking good.
Donnie Moore maybe a little bit late on the restart, but he does get himself right back in it there.
Hey, one thing that might be hurting Brian Neff a little bit, I'm watching his exits off the corner. It looked like JR is actually more straight coming off the corner. Watch him here, especially in turn 4. You see where JR is more straight coming off of 4, and Brian's almost bringing the car up to the wall a little bit.
Well, I know there was lots of practice this week coming into this race by several drivers, and there is a couple different schools of thought on the line you want to run around here, but boy, I don't know. I think you'd want to run the one that the leader's running right now and to try and catch him. But J.R. Shepard's starting to get away just a bit, just over a half a second. He's opened it up to here.
Oh, he's done Shepard's doing a great job. He's been by far the faster car this evening, but I do want to give a shout out to one car that I pulled a Yazik on a few minutes ago, and he wrecked. And now he's back up to sixth, and Matt LaVenture doing a great job here as he's starting to catch up with Lowell Jewell here and Tim Knott in the 41.
Yeah, LaVenture looking to make that a battle. He is right on that field. Joe Marks hanging in there. You know, we talked about him once a little bit earlier, but still hanging in, having a good run. Now he's got a little company there. Tim Shinosky still battling in this race. We'll go through the field here, but just behind them we've got Jeff Sharp. I haven't talked about him at all tonight. Now Philip Temples, he is back in the picture. He's got himself up to 10th, and he is working, but got a long way to go still to catch. And Ernie Brown's back there, Ben Wolfson, Chip Dickert, and John Holcomb still in the race, finds himself back there at the back of the field in 14th. Mike Allen, our only casualty this evening, unfortunately, trouble off the start and did not recover. But he is, this has been a good one so far, and we move back up to the front. J.R. Shepard still in command, now almost a second ahead. It really does seem like he's pulling away, Chris.
Yeah, and we got a dogfight back here for fourth. Lowell Jewell is fighting for his life against Tim Knott. You got LaVenture here. You got Joe Marks looking to make a good run as Lowe gets loose. And there he goes.
All the way around. Oh!
No caution yet.
Hit.
Now caution.
It's out. Boy, slow yellow flag coming out there. Tough hit for Lowell Jewell.
The bad luck continues.
That car is about a foot shorter. And you know, it just... We're watching him here. Now you watch him get into turn 3.
Hey, what? Turn 4, Calamity Corner here tonight.
Yeah, and as we slow it down for you there, you see it start to step out just a little bit. Tim Knott able to get just by, but gets a little bit of contact from LaVenture right behind him. Everybody else able to get by clean, but a hard hit into that that concrete wall down there to the inside.
Ain't no safer barriers here at this track.
No, sir. None at all. That was a hard hit. Lowell Jewell in the pit now, probably picking up that free repair. In fact, I do not think he was involved in anything prior to that, so he should be good. But he's going to have to do it from the back of the field. We've seen Philip Temples able to come back, work his way up. We've also seen Tim Knott able to do that. So we'll see. Not a lot of time left, though. We're going to roll around here. We'll be working lap 75 the next time by. Chris, again, this race going away really quick. This restart going to be really critical. Brian Neff going to really probably need to make his move on this restart. We don't know if we'll see a yellow flag again. It could be the final run. Could not be. I don't know. We'll see. But J.R. Shepard was pretty strong on that last little run since the last caution flag.
Yeah, he pulled away to a good second lead there over Brian Neff, and you wonder how much, again, Neff maybe saving a little bit of tires just to try to have something for the end there, or maybe JR's just that much faster than everybody. I'm anxious to see what Donnie Moore has, because I have a feeling we haven't heard the last of him yet there in the third position.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I don't think we've heard the last of Donnie Moore at all. Now, the lights do stay on the pace car. Caution laps here, there are many of them, unfortunately. Probably one more than they actually need. Everybody is reset. Don't think there are going to be any wave rounds. Actually, I'm showing Lowell Jewell is still in the pit stall. Is that right, Chris?
Yeah, it looks like it. Lowell did cue the mic and say that nobody got the wave around, so there wasn't a wave around, but I believe Lowell Jewell's still on pit road getting his damage fixed, so he must have used a reset earlier or something in an incident, but I don't have him on record being in a wreck.
Wow, well, I'll tell you what, who knows? Honestly, that's kind of odd.
You know what could have happened too, and you have this, you got the setting for not having your auto fix there checked. And that could easily happen to you.
Yeah, might have. That certainly could be an issue. That's a shame. Lowell not going to make it back out on the track, though, because he was really having a great run. All right, let's get ready. Time to go live. Once again, J.R. Shepherd going to lead him out of turn 4. And he's on it. Green flag is out. J.R. Shepherd gets off to a nice jump heading into turn 1. Brian Neff on the hammer. Donnie Moore right there with him.
Tell you who didn't get a good start, Philip Temples. He kind of laid back there, and Ernie Brown gets around him for 9th. Not sure what happened to the 19 back there. He's kind of off the pace right now, though.
Lowell Joel still in the pit. Does not restart with the group. J.R. Shepherd still your leader. Neff tracking him. So's Donnie Moore. Donnie Moore hanging in there. Tim Knott, it's a really nice 5-car battle up front.
See right there, you see Shepherd give it a good car length or two there. Neff just slid up the track and forward. I'm not sure if that's his line or if he's just that tight. But you see where Shepherd just kind of goes straight off the corner and just pulls right away. Here, watch right here again. You see how Neff slides up and then Shepherd just drives away. And you see now Moore's going to go for second.
Yes,
it's almost
he
like
is.
The car's too tight.
Yeah, it's tightening up on him for sure. But we are now under 20 laps to go. It is time to boogie. Let's do this thing. Donnie Moore doing it right now. He's by Neff. Tim Knott on the inside looking to take it away from Neff also.
Oh, there's the door check.
LaVenture trying to come along for the ride.
He's saying 3 wide here.
Oh, Neff in a spot he doesn't want to be. Yes.
Tell you what, this 18 is fast.
Open the door for LaVenture. Now he's down on the inside. Tim Knott stuck up top. They're drag racing off the turn. LaVenture getting a really good strong run down into 3. Tim Knott really holding it strong up top. Can he get a little help from Neff back there? I don't know. They're still side by side. 2.5. Going on 3 laps now. This is allowing Donnie Moore to get away.
I think he might get him here.
Oh, contact between Knott and Neff. Joe Marks gets into them.
Oh, wow.
No, Chip Dicker slides just by Neff. Makes contact with Neff as Neff tried to get the car righted around. Let's pull up the replay and take a look at that. We're on board. We're focused on Neff there, the Winn-Dixie 60. There's LaVenture to the inside of Knott, up in front. Neff coming through on the inside. Looks like Tim's car started to get a little bit loose, maybe.
Yeah, you seen it there, yeah.
Yeah. It's such a shame. I really don't think they made contact. We can get another angle on that. It did look like Knott's car maybe started to step out a little bit. Could have been a bit of net code, maybe.
I think there was more stepping out. That turn 4, that's been happening all night.
Yeah, we've seen it a couple of times already this evening.
Tell you what, though, how big is this in the points? Neff and Tim Knott both in the top 6 right now. Going to take a hit here.
Yeah, we're looking from above right now. And, yeah, you see Knott's car start to step out there just a little bit, yeah. That's really, really a tough break for both of those guys. Joe Marks had nowhere to go, just got really caught behind that.
You do see Dicker does get a part of the right front there from Neff.
Yeah, don't see any damage on the Chip Dicker SK Modified. I think he's going to be okay there. He's got a little bit of damage on the right Nerf bar, but that's just about it. Looks like the car's tracking okay. I don't think he knocked the toe out of it or anything. We'll certainly know once they get restarted.
Yeah, I don't want to be the one to start a controversy or anything here, but you go back to earlier this season, I believe there was a driver that had a little slap of the wrist for getting back on the track when a caution was out, and you kind of wonder if something might get said to Neff for him trying to turn it back around to get on the track, and then here comes the 04 into the picture. I mean, you hope not, but that's just something that you see there in the incident.
Yeah, I'm sure the IRT will take a look at it, the race review board, but I don't know, that a little close to call on that. I don't know. Caution was already out. I don't know. It probably will be reviewed. I agree with you there.
Either way, we got a fun race in our hands here. We got Shepard, who's been by far the fastest car. And again, I've been watching this 18 car, LaVenture. He started 12th, worked his way to 7th, got involved in a wreck, went to the back, came back up, and is now in 3rd.
And unfortunately, I don't think Tim Knott's going to recover from that one. He's still sitting in the pit lane, and I don't know if he's going to be able to get that SK back out. That car's pretty beat up right now, and that's an indicator that he may be out of that repair. And where he did try to come back a couple times this evening, it doesn't look like the third time was a charm for Tim Knott tonight.
Knott was involved in that big wreck off turn 2 earlier too.
That's right, he was. So tough night for Tim. But the pace car is in. J.R. Shepard going to lead him off. We come out of turn 4.
Donnie Moore pushing him.
Donnie Moore was right there with him, giving him a little nudge. LaVenture going to start in 3rd. Quietly, Tim Shinosky has worked his way up into 4th place. Brought Jeff Sharp along with him. Got a good battle. A lot of new names up here after that last yellow flag.
Anyway, Donnie is going to be driving his tail off here. Oh, he got a little high there.
Yeah, and you talk about driving his tail off. That's got to be Matt LaVenture here with now just 6 laps remaining. Or I'm sorry, 7 laps to go. J.R. Shepard going to come around. Still your leader. He started to open it up on Moore just a bit. LaVenture, though, hanging with Moore. Going to try and make it a race. Shinosky back there doing a good job of holding off Jeff Sharp.
Ooh, almost some contact back here in the back with Neff and Temples. They're not playing too nice back here at 9th and 10th.
Boy, you'd hate to see another caution flag at this point.
Yeah, we're at the point of no return now.
Yes, we are, with only 5 laps to go. They come out of the turn, and boy, Neff is really, really right on Temples there. They got Chip Dicker right there
with the block.
Yeah, Dicker cutting it off down low. Neff swinging it up wide, coming off the turn. Nothing's changed up front. J.R. Shepard still running away. Only 3 laps to go.
Tim Shinosky trying to get a top 3 here.
Yes, he is. He's battling. I don't know if LaVenture's going to have enough for Donnie Moore. Donnie Moore very determined right now to get on the podium. He's digging. The Bob Moore Memorial 100 this evening. Donnie Moore looking good for a 2nd place finish. J.R. Shepard, though, looking to be your winner this evening. He made that move to get up front, and it's been see you later. 1 lap to go. Shepard down the backstretch already in the 3. Coming out of 4. And the Bob Moore Memorial 100. He is going to be your winner, J.R. Shepard. Donnie Moore going to bring it home on the podium in 2nd. And Matt LaVenture going to get a podium finish tonight. Here at 5 Flag Speedway.
Tell you what, something else to point out here. The 10 get inverted. Neff finishing 11th.
Yeah, that's not going to sit well. That's a tough end to a tough night. But what a great race, and congratulations to J.R. Shepard as the fireworks blast off here. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back with you here in just a moment. And welcome back to the Global Sim Racing channel here on iRacing Live. And you just witnessed here with us the Bob Moore Memorial 100 at Five Flag Speedway with the Lawrence Towing Outlaw Modifieds here with the Bootleg Racing League. Wow, what a race this evening, Chris. I'll take the top five, you take the rest. J.R. Shepherd gonna be first tonight. What a win for him. Makes a pass there for the lead and makes it stick. Donnie Moore works his way up to a second place finish, and just what a great story to have Donnie on the podium this evening. But I'll tell you what, Matt LaVenture puts on quite a show this evening for the folks, and he comes home third. Nice job for him at a podium finish. Think we're going to get a chance to talk to him. Tim Shanoski going to come home fourth. A great drive for him. He came up from deep in the pack to do it. Jeff Sharp, another driver, had kind of a quiet, good, solid night. Sharp going to finish fifth, Chris.
Hey, Artie Brown started on the pole, led some laps tonight, as a matter of fact 26, and he'll finish sixth. Ben Wilson finished seventh. John Holcomb in the eighth position. Chip Dickert, a good top 10 finish for him. He'll start on the outside of the front row next week, and Philip Temple is going to be the pole sitter for next week, but he'll finish 10th.
And you talked about that 10th spot, and what winds up being 11th is Brian Neff, left out of the story for next week's inversion. Then you're going to have Tim Knott also left out of the story for next week's inversion. Tim having trouble tonight. He'll finish 12th. Joe Marks going to finish 13th. He got involved, wrapped up in that crash there, and that's going to put him down. Lowell Jewell, tough night for him, 14th place. And then Mike Allen had trouble early and never was able to really recover from it. He'll finish 15th. Chris, just a great evening, but we got to talk to the winner. Let's get J.R. Shepherd. We've caught up with J.R. Shepherd in Victory Lane. J.R., what a fantastic evening of racing. You make a pass late to make this win stick. Tell us a little bit about your adventure out there this evening.
Thanks, Sean. It was definitely an adventure for sure. I was really trying to save my tires early on, and I think that was the only difference when it came to racing with Neff there close to the end.
Yeah, and boy, I'll tell you, the restart there, that last restart was key. You were really on it. It seemed like once you were able to get out front there into the clean air, they really just weren't able to get a run on you. You seem to be really dialed in here.
Yeah, I think more than anything, I really like this track. The way you have to enter the corner to hit the apex, it's a lot different than the other tracks we run on. So I really got a feel for it, I think, and I think that was the key tonight.
Well, JR, that's another really good points night for you, brother, and you're going to hold on to that lead here in the championship with 3 to go. We head off to Old Sobo, South Boston next week. Tell us a little bit about what you got planned for us there.
Yeah, I think I finished second there last season, but I'm going to be starting in the back this year, so we'll see how it goes. Last time we ran there, the outside actually came in pretty good, so it allowed for some passing that you're not normally used to, so maybe that'll be the same thing for this time.
Well, hey, our hats off to you, JR. That was quite a run tonight, and you do it here in the Bob Moore Memorial 100. And again, thanks for giving us a great show this evening. That was a great pass, way to hold off some great competition and keep her clean to the end.
Thanks, Sean. And hey, I wanted to say, glad that we got to run the Bob Moore 100 this year, tonight, and for Donnie's father, in memory of him, and thanks to Lawrence Towing and Lowell for everything that they do. This is a great series to run in.
All right, and that was J.R. Shepherd, driver of the number 98 SK Modified, your big winner this evening. But I'll tell you what, another big winner in the hearts and minds of everyone here, that's going to be Donnie Moore, and Chris has caught up with him and the guys as they're loading up and packing up for the evening.
Yeah, Donnie Moore's second place finish here this evening in a race that paid tribute to your father. And Donnie, a great run tonight. I know you probably want one more spot. It would have been the perfect scenario tonight, but did you have anything at all for JR?
I'll tell you what, no, second place is okay. There's no shame in losing to JR. He's a great racer. He's one of the best out there, and so hats off to him. But boy, I am so happy to talk to you guys again.
Yeah, absolutely. We love talking to you. You're one of our favorite interviews. And Donnie, I got to say this. What a start for you. You started 7th. You were 3rd by lap 5. How strong was the car?
I'll tell you what, I was possessed there. I was surprising myself when I was getting around the cars there. And, yeah. And then we settled in. And so all in all, it was a great run, man. Some great racing, tough competition out here. And I wasn't feeling too great to see Matt LaVenture in my rear view there at the end. He's a new addition to the league and a great racer. Good to have him, but he's tough to beat, man.
And talk about some of the racing out there. We saw some side-by-side action. It looked like at times the top group was okay. The bottom just seemed like it was just fun to be out there and see the two groups working together.
It was nice, yeah. The top groove, you could hang there for a little while. In fact, I think Brian Neff used it to his advantage a couple of times. So, yeah, it's fun when we're able to race side by side like that. I think the bottom was definitely the way to stay, though.
Well, you still did a great job tonight, Donnie, and I think it was a great effort by you finishing second. Again, paying tribute to your father and this kind of race. And talk about how this means to you, how much this means to you to have a league be able to do something like that for you.
It's unbelievable, Chris. It's Global Sim Racing Network and the broadcast team that you guys do, and Lowell Jewell in the Bootleg Racing League. I mean, without you guys in Lowell, none of this is possible. And also the guys who compete here every week. But before I go, I want to finish my story. My dad, he raised us, and then there was another lady who was very, very important to my dad later on. He, when we all became adults, he met and married a lady named Pearl, and who's probably watching tonight. And I want to mention her. She was she had 2 little girls of her own, and if you ask them, my dad was very influential in raising them too. They're 2 successful women now. That would be Samantha and Sarah, and maybe even my brother's watching tonight. So these people who really don't know sim racing might have been watching tonight, and I hope we did you proud.
I'm pretty sure you did, Donnie. Everybody's proud of you tonight and what the effort you guys did, and not only you, but the whole entire race itself. Great race to watch, and proud of you for the second place run, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks a lot, guys, and thanks again for everything tonight. Overall it was a great success. Appreciate it to everybody, all the races.
Hey, let's make it an annual affair, Donnie. I'm all on board with that already.
That would be awesome, Sean. We'll talk about it later. Thanks, buddy.
All right.
Donnie Moore, their second place finisher tonight, and Sean, I believe you got a pretty happy third place finisher there.
Yeah, Matt LaVenture. Boy, what a run tonight, man! Tell us a little bit about your trip around Five Flags this evening.
Oh man, tonight was a game of luck for me. I missed a couple of the wrecks that I should have been in and got lucky, and then these guys are just steaming fast. This bootleg racing group. So anytime you get a top 3, it's something else.
Yeah, it's tough to keep up, isn't it, Matt?
I'm sorry?
I said it's tough to keep up, isn't it?
It really is. These guys, they're real clean, and this car, I'm just learning about it now, but that's so efficiency based, trying to keep momentum up and be clean and smooth. And even when these guys, I've been watching them and kind of studying their other races, even when they're taking care of the stuff, they're still lightning fast. So when they're in hyperspeed, it's all about learning to be efficient.
Now, you did get caught up in that one incident this evening. We were actually looking at that on screen that you got caught up in, and but you still managed to soldier on through that and come off with a podium finish this evening. New to the league, and you certainly got to be happy with a podium finish here.
Oh, I'm ecstatic tonight. That was a fun race, and a lot of pressure being the Bob Moore Memorial Race. And I know it's great for Donnie. He had a fantastic run. JR is always a rocket ship. So New England racing family is pretty tight, and it's a pretty small group of people. So it was great to race in the race tonight, and I'm happy for the Moore family and that it turned out to be such a good show. Yeah,
and it certainly was a good show, and So Matt, you're part of that New England racing family. What's your home track up there?
I've been out of. I still have a Legend car, but normally I was racing small block super modifieds and 600 micro sprints all over. The small block super modifieds are at Lee Speedway in New Hampshire, and then Star Speedway also. They run them weekly.
Okay, all right. So certainly a driver who's got some real world experience and applying that craft here on iRacing. Fun to watch and fun to talk to. Matt, we head to Sobo next week, and boy, talk about another fun track. That's a classic. What do you think about South Boston?
I think the quality of show you guys put on, first of all, is going to be second to none there, because it's going to be a boxing match on four wheels, and even with the quality group of guys here, you probably get some tempers flaring, and but ultimately a lot of respect. So you should see some really, really good racing, and hopefully a positive outcome for the Krankenstein guys. Shout out.
Yes, all right. Got to get that shout out to the Krankenstein. Certainly running the Krankenstein colors, the famous black and green. And Matt, congratulations. Great run for you tonight. We'll see you next week.
Thank you so much, guys. See you next week.
All right, and that was Matt LaVenture, driver of the number 18 SK Modified for Krankenstein Racing. Chris, that was a lot of fun tonight.
Oh, absolutely. That was a blast, and congratulations to all the drivers. J.R. Shepard, great win there, and I tell you what, it's going to pick up more and more as we get down to, 4 races to go in the season here after tonight, and man, South Boston's going to be fun next week.
Yes, sir, it is, but I think it's time to put a pretty bow on this one, and certainly we have lots of people to thank. We certainly want to thank Lawrence Towing. They do service the Indianapolis area of Indiana and neighboring communities. If you find yourself in need of a tow, Lawrence Towing is the way to go. Don't ever forget that. And we also want to thank Virtual Grip Network. They're a blog devoted to news from the world of iRacing. At virtualgrip.net, you can stay up to date on what's happening at iRacing and keep up to date with top World Championship Series, including the Blanc Pond GT Series, the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze Series, and the World Championship Grand Prix Series. Virtual Grip Network, you can get them at virtualgrip.net. They're on Facebook too, Virtual Grip. You can find them there, Chris.
And also thanks to the Bootleg Racing League for organizing the Outlaw Modified Series, and of course contacting us with GSRC to broadcast it. And for more about this series info with the Bootleg Racing League, you can try facebook.com/Bootleg Racing League, bootlegracingleague.com, and also you can always check out weekly race recaps written by Chris Wolfson at iRacing News and virtualgrip.net.
And as always, we want to thank all the companies, equipment, and software that you see on your screen now that we use on our broadcast. They are all so very important to us, Chris.
Absolutely, and the original music that you heard throughout tonight's broadcast is thanks to Eric Ekholm and Casey Lalonde. See the screen of how you can contact them for more info.
All right, now, the Lawrence Towing Outlaw Modified Series returns next week, August 27th, next Saturday night, right here. That is going to be 9:15 Eastern Standard Time for the Outlaw 100 at Old Sobo, South Boston Speedway, Chris.
If you need more info about GSRC events, you can always go to globalsimracingchannel.com or also on Twitter at GSR Channel and Facebook.com/globalsimracingchannel.
And we do thank everyone for joining us here on the Global Sim Racing Channel and iRacing Live. But now that we've cleaned up the place and put the lock on the gate, it's time to get out of here. Race clean, race hard, and I'll see you on the track.